This is life after letting go and chasing your dreams. 4 years ago, I did the thing. I quit my job, the job that I was so held back from, and decided to pursue the one thing that I wanted most: freedom. Something in me just knew that I had something to prove, something greater, but I could never pinpoint exactly what it was. I just never knew when was the right time. It wasn't until I lost you. Losing you taught me things faster than I could ever process. It taught me things I didn't want to know. At least, not yet. I was 23, freshly out of college, and I was supposed to have my whole life ahead of me. The life, the path that was set, the expectations laid out. But in 1 second, all of that just disappeared. I lost everything. I lost myself. Nothing in that moment mattered anymore, and sometimes nothing still matters anymore. Being happy was no longer an option. Or at least, that's what I kept telling myself. You see, I'm a firm believer that you can't say something without trying. And in this case, if I keep saying I can't be happy without actually trying, then I have no right to say that. So it was either I was going to sit in my depression, my rotting state where I could barely breathe, suffocating in my feelings, my tears, my heartache, or I could do that one thing: try. I told Daddy, I'm quitting. I'm gonna do the thing, and I'm going to quit my job, and I'm gonna be me. In that year, I picked myself back up again and continued to do what felt impossible: making videos again. You told me to never stop making videos. The day that you left, you visited me in my dream that night, hugging me and reminded me of what I was creating. And I had to hold on to that fire, that burning desire to make things work. A part of me felt like if I kept making videos, maybe you'd still be able to see me. And that thought kept me going for a long time. I continued what I started, sharing my love for creating on the internet. I left the software engineering industry and stepped into a world where it became my mission to show that anyone can create, no matter what degree they have or what path they've taken. I shared my love for design, for coding, and that evolved into sharing interior design, which turned into sharing my desk setup, and that inspired so many people to create cozy spaces of their own, spaces to work, to dream, to heal, because life is just too damn short to not feel cozy. Life is too short to not celebrate the little things, the slow mornings, the quiet rituals. Design became my way of coping. Interior design, desk setups, they weren't just content ideas for me. They were how I processed what I was feeling. Making a space feel beautiful gave me somewhere to land emotionally. Tristan and Ashley joined me too. I always knew I wanted to work with them. After losing you, I knew I needed to keep our family close. I wanted to build something together. And our love for cozy desk setups, engineering, and design became the heart of Cozy Lee Studios, our family-run design studio where we create products and art that help others feel safe, cozy, and inspired. I feel like what we're creating is ever evolving, and what started as a simple idea grew into this whole thing. It started to overtake our lives, actually, in a good way. We were so excited. We finally got to work together. We had so many ideas. Brands were reaching out, offering to send me products, but nothing ever really spoke to me until I made my own. Now I could truly share my desk setup with my community and send a bit of coziness to their homes. from our cozy home to yours. The numbers started growing. People actually wanted to support our designs. Can you believe that? People wanted a piece of my design in their own homes. We turned our freaking basement into a workshop. 3 3D printers became 18. We were lugging boxes up and down the stairs, hauling packages out of the garage. But things started to get blurry. Things moved so fast that I started to feel overwhelmed. What once felt like fire, passion, a roaring sensation became a haze where I couldn't even see where I was going. Meanwhile, everyone around me seemed positive, but me, someone who always knew my direction, I started to feel lost. The little things all of a sudden started to bother me. The numbers dropping, the motivation fading, customer service, negative comments, the fear of disappointing people, of failing. It all started to creep in. Suddenly, everything we had to do for our business felt like a necessity, a burden, a job. And I remember thinking, why? Why can't I just feel happy? This is my dream. These are my ideas, my products. Why do I feel so stuck? A year went by and I pulled away from content. Does anyone care about me anymore? Am I just selling stuff? Am I even relevant? Does this even matter? Desk setups, tech, cozy gaming, when there are so many real things happening in the world? I spiraled. The fire dimmed. I stopped just doing it. My flame was barely lit. And part of that burnout wasn't just from the work. It was from the way the world was seeing me. The more visible I became, the more invisible I started to feel. Coziness wasn't just an aesthetic for me. It wasn't a genre. It was my way of healing. I watched the thing I once did so instinctively, sharing my setup, my slow mornings, become trendy. The same angles, same shots, same vibes. And instead of feeling proud, I felt disconnected. I started to question, is what I'm doing even original anymore? I know people were inspired by me, and I'm so honored. But for me, this wasn't a trend. This was my story, my grief, my offering. And when it started to feel diluted, I started to feel like a stranger to my own work. Manifestation is a funny thing. I know you know this, but I believe in it deeply. You might think I'm crazy, but I do. I learned that it works in both ways. I've manifested beauty and success and aesthetics, but I've also manifested pressure, burnout, and crippling self-doubt. I needed a reset, a real one, not a to-do list, not new goals, not healing that's actually productivity in disguise. I needed to stop running from my grief, my pain, my body, my past. My original healing was obsession. Obsessing over a new life's purpose. Waking up, checking comments, living in Discord, always on, always going. But that wasn't healing. That was running. Real healing looked like this. Fixing my hormones, healing my gut, taking care of my body again, making slow routines, nourishing myself, letting go of the pressure to always be seen, and just being. And weirdly, when the followers dropped, when the stats plummeted, that's when I started to feel truly happy, more present with my family, with Buko, and even making new friends, something I thought I'd never be able to do again. Our business kept going steady, even without me constantly posting, even without the constant energy output. And I was in awe. I slowly started to realize being quiet online doesn't mean you've given up. Being slow doesn't mean you're failing. We started having consistent monthly sales. We listened to our community's feedback. For example, people got so upset that we were constantly selling out and they weren't able to get our products. So we created a more sustainable rhythm and tried our very best to reassure our community that we will continue to show up for them and have our products available each month. The first Friday of every month became our heartbeat. I wanted our community to know, I'm sorry, but we are not Amazon. We're not mass producing. We're a family. We make things slowly, intentionally, with care. Every product is from our hands to your home. Eventually, the time came. We outgrew our basement. Our home started to feel less like a home. Supplies everywhere, chaos, absolutely no boundaries. And I knew deep down, this was still your home. The house you raised us in. The house you worked so hard to give us, and I never wanted to lose that sacredness. So we made a change. And I really wish you were here still to see this. We got our first studio space, a big gray rectangle, but I saw the potential. I saw the warmth it could hold. We painted the walls a beautiful timeless white paint, put in oak floors, the light poured in, and we're still in the process of transforming it into a cozy sanctuary, a space where creativity could breathe again, a space where one day we can even open it up to others, creative events, workshops, maybe even a little cafe corner. The studio gave us space to dream, to reset, to begin again. But my healing didn't end with the studio. Your home, our home, still has your things, your touch, your presence, and it's taken me years to even begin going through it all. Some rooms have changed, and if you can see it, I hope you like what I've done with it. And some still haven't, and that's okay. Each year, a little more healing, each corner a little bit more light, and I realize my love for interior design, cozy spaces, and creating a home, it wasn't a mere coincidence or randomness. It was my way of trying to make this house feel like home again, even without you in it. To fill it with new memories, to honor the ones we had, and to create a space where love still lives. And from that, Cozy Lee was born. A new kind of home, a studio, a brand, a family, rooted in the same love that you passed on to me and Ashley. After you passed, I felt like I had to hold all of it together. I became the oldest woman in the house. I felt like I had to take care of Daddy, had to be strong for Ashley. She was only 20, only 18 when you got sick. But I forget, I was only 21 and only 23 when you left. And even though I've done so much since then, I have to remind myself, I was still just a kid, trying to hold up the world. It's taken me years to understand that success doesn't guarantee happiness. Visibility doesn't mean that you will feel seen. And numbers don't mean you're okay. I chased success because I thought it would keep me safe, because I thought it was the way to prove that I was okay. But I wasn't okay. And that's okay. This video, this return, it's not for some higher being algorithm. It's not to catch up. It's not for a sponsor. It's for me. This is something that I knew I had to do for a long time now, because I need to show up authentically. I can't keep pretending I live in a cozy fantasy. This is for the girl who started filming in her bedroom, for the woman who carried grief quietly while editing videos about my cozy desk setup, and for the daughter who still talks to her mom, hoping that she can see these somehow. Mommy, I miss you. I hope you're proud of me. I hope you can see what me, Ashley, Tristan, and even Daddy are building together. You would have loved Buko if you met him, and he would have loved you. The way we love, the way we create, the way we keep you alive in all of it. I love you, Mommy. Always. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay?